Hello. Morning students. Here we come up with embryology lecture of classification of placenta. So in the classification of placenta, which is a very important lecture, we will classify according to the various stages. So the first stage of classification will be depending upon, we classify the entire placenta according to the various different stages or positions, etc. So our first stage of classification of placenta will be depending upon the attachment of umbilical cord. So here we classify depending upon attachment of umbilical cord. Please note down. So depending upon the attachment of umbilical cord, very simple, two line diagrams, and those two line diagrams will go in this way. This is the placenta, this is the peripheral margin, this is the peripheral margin of the placenta, and umbilical cord which will be attached. This is the attachment of umbilical cord. That means the umbilical cord will be attached just near the peripheral margin. This type of attachment of umbilical cord near the peripheral margin of the entire placenta is known as, the name of this placenta will be, it will be known as battledore placenta. Please note down. So therefore, this umbilical cord, when it is attached near to the peripheral margin of the placenta, instead of attaching in the center, it is known as battledore, D-O-R-E, battledore placenta. Very simple. Now second, if I draw over here, now this is also the placenta, and once again this is the peripheral margin. Remember, peripheral margin is continuous with fetal membrane. Now here if I show that this umbilical cord, if it is attached here, this is the site of attachment of umbilical cord. What does it mean? Umbilical cord is attached to the peripheral margin or fetal membrane. So therefore, now here, if I just mark this as fetal membrane oblique peripheral margin, umbilical cord which is attached to the fetal membrane or peripheral margin. It is attached to peripheral margin or fetal membrane. Then this placenta will be known as velamentous placenta. Please note down VE, velamentous placenta. So this is first type of classification. Now second type of classification, I will come on this side. We classify the entire placenta according to the site of attachment of placenta. So this is very important, site of attachment of placenta. Based upon the site of attachment of placenta. Now here, if supposing we go with the line diagram, here we show this as the uterus and fallopian tube, and this portion here is cervix. This is uterus. If the placenta will be attached, if this placenta will be attached on the, I'll take this green color, lower uterine segment, that means that the placenta is attached here. If supposing this is the site of attachment of placenta, lower uterine segment, overlapping cervix, overlapping the cervix, and this is how you show the vagina also, in this way. If this is the site of attachment of placenta, then it will be known as placenta previa. Placenta previa. Second, now this placenta, now here, if I show in this diagram, if this is the placenta, there may be accessory placenta, which is a detached part of the main placenta only, accessory placenta. And both of them, they are having the umbilical vessels. They are having umbilical vessels, and both of them will be covered by a common fetal membrane. So this common fetal membrane is covering. This is known as small portion of placental tissue which is separated from the main mass. And both of them are covered by the main mass of placenta and the small portion of tissue which is separated, accessory placenta. It is also known as accessory placenta. Both of them are covered by a common amniotic membrane. Such type of placenta are known as accessory placenta. Or they are also known as, this is another terminology which has been used, placenta succinturata. Placenta succinturata. These are the two types of placentas which are according to the site of attachment of placenta. We classify the placenta according to the site of attachment of placenta. Now third, please come on this side, third type of classification. This will be according to the degree of penetration of placenta. So according to degree of penetration of placenta. We know that the placenta is attached to the uterine wall. But how much is the degree of penetration? Based upon this, we classify the placenta into three different categories based upon this degree of penetration. And they are very simple. They are, the first will be placenta accreta. Please note down, placenta accreta. This is the first one. ACCRETA. What is placenta accreta? Very simple. It is pathological attachment of placenta to the decidua basalis of the maternal endometrium. So pathological attachment of placenta to the decidua basalis will be placenta accreta. Second, placenta increta. So in placenta increta, placenta will penetrate till the myometrium of the uterus. So till the myometrium of the uterus, the placenta will penetrate. Placenta increta. Third type, it will be known as placenta percreta. PER, percreta. That means the placenta will penetrate in such a way that it will surround, it will penetrate the entire uterine wall. So the entire uterine wall will be penetrated by the placenta, and that placenta will be known as placenta percreta. All these varieties of placenta, they are so many times asked in MCQs or 1 mark question answer. That is why this is really very important lecture. Third type of classification we have finished. Now fourth type, we come on this side. Fourth type of classification is based upon the shape of placenta. Based upon shape of placenta. First will be lobed placenta. What do you mean by lobed placenta? Placenta will have various lobes with the umbilical cord attached. Very simple. Second type of placenta will be membrana placenta, or it is known as placenta membranacea. Placenta membranacea, CEA. So what is placenta membranacea? Placenta is very thin and diffuse. This is the first point. Here, the placenta will be thin and diffuse, as well as the chorionic villi which are projecting, they will surround the entire placenta. So that means the chorionic villi will be present surrounding the entire placenta. And third variety, in this the third variety, first is lobed placenta, second is placenta membranacea. Third variety will be circumvallate placenta. What will be circumvallate placenta? Now here, the entire placenta, I will show with this color, the entire placenta will be surrounded by a groove or a fissure. So this placenta will be surrounded by a groove or a fissure which will be covered by decidua of maternal endometrium. So the peripheral margin of placenta here, this entire peripheral margin of placenta will be surrounded by a groove or a fissure which will be covered by decidua of maternal endometrium. So this type of placenta is called circumvallate placenta. So here we have classified the three types of placenta based upon the shape of placenta. First was lobed placenta, second was placenta membranacea, and third is circumvallate placenta. Now we come on this side. Fifth type of classification of placenta. Very interesting. Based upon the distribution of umbilical arteries. Based upon distribution of umbilical arteries. Here, supposing if this is the placenta, and if the umbilical arteries, if it approaches, as it approaches, it will keep on reducing in size. It will keep on reducing in size in this way. This reduction in caliber of the umbilical artery, as we know, this umbilical artery, as it is approaching the placenta, it is reducing in size. So this reduction in caliber of umbilical artery as it supplies, as it approaches the placenta, is known as disperse placenta. So it will be known as, this will be known as disperse placenta, disperse variety. Umbilical artery, where the umbilical artery is constantly reducing in caliber as it is approaching the placenta. Second, now in this, the second variety will be, supposing here, if I show this placenta, now the umbilical artery, as it is approaching the placenta, it will not reduce in size. Instead, as it approaches the placenta, it will then divide into so many smaller arteries. And these branches of smaller arteries will then penetrate the placenta. Here there is no reduction in the caliber, in the size of umbilical artery. As we can see, it is reducing here. Instead, the umbilical artery, as it approaches, instead of reducing in size, it will divide into various branches. And those branches equally penetrate the placenta. So this type of placenta which is formed will be known as magistral type. M-A-G-I-S-T-R-A-L, magistral type of placenta. This is the fifth classification of placenta depending upon the distribution of umbilical arteries in the placenta. Now the last variety, very interesting. I come on this side here, we'll take this. So the last variety will be, I will write this as 6. Placenta is classified according to the types of tissues which form placental barrier. Very important. Types of tissues which form placental barrier. Here, first variety, epitheliochorial. So I will write down epitheliochorial. Please note down. These are also asked in 1 mark question answers. What is epitheliochorial? For that, if I draw on one side, I will draw the chorionic villi. Supposing this is the chorionic villi, this one chorionic villi of the fetal side. On other side, there will be epithelium of the endometrium, epithelium of endometrial tissue. So I am going to draw here the epithelial margin of endometrial tissue, and I am going to write down here epithelial margin of endometrial tissue of uterus. So this variety of tissue which is there between the chorionic villi and the epithelial lining of endometrial tissue, maternal side, fetal side, it is known as epitheliochorial type of placenta. Very simple, do not complicate. So this is the epithelial margin of endometrium. This is the chorionic villi, epitheliochorial. Now try and understand. Second classification, the second variety, it is going one step deeper. So second will be syndesmochorial. Syndesmochorial. What is it? Now deep to, we understand this diagram, deep to this epithelial margin of endometrial tissue there is connective tissue which is known as stroma, and that connective tissue I will show with this green color. This is the connective tissue, and deep to this stroma, connective tissue of the uterine endometrium, there will be maternal blood vessels. So I will show the maternal blood vessel also. This is the maternal blood vessel. And here I am going to mark down, this will be the stromal tissue and this will be the maternal blood vessel. Now supposing if the chorionic villi will encroach the stroma, that means this epithelial margin of endometrial tissue will be destroyed. Then this chorionic villi will encroach till this part. Which part? Stromal part. So here the epithelial margin of the endometrium is destroyed and the chorionic villi has encroached in the stroma portion of the endometrium. So it is known as syndesmochorial. Then we come to third variety. It is going one step deeper. This is very simple. Now after syndesmochorial, I will write down this as endotheliochorial. Do not confuse between these two. Here we started with epitheliochorial and this is endotheliochorial. This epithelio was epithelial lining of endometrium and this endothelial will be endothelial lining of maternal blood vessel. So what is this endotheliochorial? Now what will happen? This chorionic villi will encroach stromal connective tissue. That means, very simple, this stromal connective tissue is destroyed and the chorionic villi will lie directly, this is chorionic villi, it will lie directly in approximation with the endothelial lining of maternal blood vessel. The stroma is destroyed. So therefore, as the stroma is also destroyed, the chorionic villi is lying in approximation with the endothelial lining of the maternal blood vessel. So therefore, this type of placental tissue will be known as endotheliochorial. Simple. We started with epitheliochorial, then syndesmochorial, then endotheliochorial. In epitheliochorial, it was the epithelial lining of the endometrium which was destroyed later on, so that in syndesmochorial it was the stroma of connective tissue, so that stroma also got destroyed and the chorionic villi is separated by epithelial lining of maternal blood vessel, epitheliochorial. And now comes our, and what do we mean by our? Human placenta, and that human placenta will be hemochorial. Hemochorial. In hemochorial, very simple, the chorionic villi having fetal blood vessels, the chorionic villi having fetal blood vessels will be separated from the maternal blood vessels. And in this, the endothelial lining of maternal blood vessel, this endothelial lining of maternal blood vessel will be lost. So therefore, this will be directly maternal blood. which will come in approximation with the fetal part of chorionic villi. So what has happened? We have seen during the formation, during development of placenta, that maternal blood is filled up in the intervilli spaces, and those villi are nothing but the chorionic villi. So therefore, because of the destruction of the endothelial lining of maternal blood vessel, the maternal blood is poured outside and it has occupied the intervilli spaces. And therefore, the chorionic villi is separated from the maternal blood because of the destruction of the endothelial lining of maternal blood vessels. And therefore, this type of placenta is present in humans. And therefore, it is called hemochorial type of placenta in humans. Simple. And how hemochorial has been formed? Only one sentence. The hemochorial has been formed because of destruction of endothelial lining of the maternal blood vessel, as a result of which blood is poured outside surrounding the villi, chorionic villi. So it is called hemochorial, in which there is no endometrial, there is no endothelial lining of maternal blood vessel. There is no endothelial lining of maternal blood vessel. It has already been destroyed. So it is called hemochorial. And now, this is in humans. Now one step further, last one. Now the last one will be, this is the last one, it will be known as hemoendothelial. Hemoendothelial. What do you mean by this? In hemoendothelial, the maternal blood and fetal blood will be separated only by the endothelial lining of fetal blood vessel. So now, what will happen? This will disappear. And therefore, the maternal blood is separated from the fetal blood. These are the fetal blood vessels. This is the maternal blood. So this maternal blood and fetal blood, maternal blood separated by endothelial lining of fetal blood vessels. So the endothelial lining, the remaining portion of the chorionic villi will disappear. It will be destroyed. So now the maternal blood and fetal blood is separated only by one structure, and that will be endothelial lining of fetal blood vessels. And that last variety is known as hemoendothelial. So therefore, in this way, this was the last classification. So if I revise, we start from here. The first classification of placenta was depending upon the attachment of umbilical cord. Second variety of classification was depending upon the site of implantation of placenta. Then third variety of classification was depending upon the degree of penetration of placenta. Then the fourth variety was depending upon the shape of placenta. Then the fifth classification was depending upon the distribution of umbilical arteries. And the sixth variety was depending upon the types of tissues which form the placental barrier. Here we finish the entire classification of placenta. Thank you very much.